drafted last time, the military or the team behind it put in a clause of morality, which is good for politics as a guiding principle when you run for office or when you become a public servant. But once it's being used to weaponize, once it's being selectively used, once it is unchecked and no process for you to appeal, disproportionate, if you are found immoral by this ethics committee, it could be a corruption case, it could be sexual violence, it could be any other things. But for me to amend a criminal code amendment, if you are found immoral, the only penalty is lifetime ban. So that's the origin of it, the transparency of it, and the accountability of it in the way I answer it. If we're talking about proportionality of law, you know, if you infringe something, the penalty should be proportionate to each other. But for this case, no matter what, if the ethics committee found the politicians to be immoral, no matter the severity, the only penalty is lifetime ban. So we question the legitimacy, the origin, and the proportionality of law of the ethics committee at the moment. But I think that's the way it's going to be done, versus just the military track, because 13 military coups in Thailand, that's the first track that you become a competitive autocracy. The second one could be judicial track, or legality track that I explained. Now the third track has become the morality track also. I think that these are the gatekeepers of Thai democracies. When the election result and the election outcome can be different, it can be done through three different tracks. You could just do a military coup like how you have done before in the past 90 years. You could do a judicial harassment, or you could do a morality path as well. I think that's when you call a competitive autocracy that allows election once in a while, but the outcome of the result is not what you wanted. You have ways to make sure that you keep a short leash with all the elected politicians.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn to a question that was submitted from the audience, or from registered guests before. This one reads, how do you see the future of free speech and censorship in Thailand over the next few years? From what you're describing, it doesn't sound very optimistic, but you seem to be an optimistic person, so I'd love to hear how you negotiate that. And together with that, this is continuing the question, together with that, what is the utility of transparency as a tool for social mobilization and secrecy as a weapon in political fights?
So, okay, one thing at a time. The first question on freedom of speech in Thailand. What we were trying to do, I think the question probably spans on many things, but they will probably ask you the elephant in the room, which is the criminal code amendment. The only reason why we want to amend it inside the parliament is that parliament in French is a place for you to speak. And it cannot be monopolized. It has code of conduct. It's being televised all over the country. So we wanted to use maturity and transparency. So that's something that is very hard. My intention, again, is to reform Thailand while preserving democracy. But freedom of the speech outside of Thailand on the streets is one which are back in the days. It's just not a consensus building place. With people who have come before me and people who are coming after me. People who have come before me probably wanted to take it as far as possible to the good old days. Many, if you look on the social media, on the streets, when we're talking about after-reform people, that's the people who are older than me. There's younger people than me, I understand, if they're 15 or 14, they don't share the same sentiment. It's an inconvenient truth in any society that they wrote on the streets or they take it to Twitter that they want to see Thailand become for people our age or with academics our age, we were probably thinking about Nordic countries, maybe like Finland and Denmark or something like that, right? Whether you remain a constitutional monarchy or you turn to a republic. For me, as a 44-year-old,